the donors that you're talking about will pretend to be woke if that's what gets them more money. If pretending to be woke makes the line go up, they'll pretend. If pushing masculinity the way, what's his name, Zuckerberg did on Joe Rogan the other day, makes his line go up, that's what he'll do. They have no principles. They're capitalists, man. The donors are capitalists. They have no principles other than line go up. Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you tonight. How is everybody? I'm doing good. I have a cold. I was in the airport last week, and as always happens when you go to the airport, people breathe on you. You breathe on other people, and you get the crud. And I don't think it's the COVID, but it is gonna make me sick over the next couple of days. Today is like day one of the symptoms, but tomorrow I'll be a hacking, coughing, snotty mess. But the day after that, maybe a little bit better, and the day after that I'll be fine. And I don't think it's COVID because my legs don't hurt. The first time I had COVID, and the only time I had COVID, I actually just felt achy all over. But I've got all my Fauci ouchie shots, and I'll be fine. I also have my heater up and running, going right now. Look at that thing. Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's like a volcano. Rawr. I wonder if I can get the anime hair. Anime hair. Where's my anime hair? Anime hair. There it is. I'm going to move you down right there. Rawr. Oh, it went out. Oh, no. It'll be back. Hang on. Rawr. Look at the power that I hold in the palm of my hand. This is amazing. I am just entertaining myself now. I don't know that you're entertained. You're probably not. Hell, you're probably not even there. But that was good for me, and so that's why I did it. Anyway, hi, how's it going? I am gonna try to read some executive orders tonight. Egg Roll 1984, do not encourage me. It will only make me do this more and put more silly things on the screen, because I have more silly things to put on the screen, you know? So I'm gonna put this back up here where it belongs. Yeah, we're going to read some executive orders tonight. Sexy, sexy executive orders. Usually they're not so sexy, they're not so exciting, they're not so fun, but today they are. Why? Because Donald Trump has finally been put in charge. He's doing some of the things that he promised, or is he? I don't know. Let's look and see. So feel free to hop into chat, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling. The TTS does not work much, ever. It is a forever fail. It takes like 5 minutes before they pop in. You need to update that Elon image. I am going to. Don't even think that I'm not. There she is. The TTS might work. It might not. But exclamation TTS to put your bangers in there, but put them in early or else it won't function. Yeah, I'm going to update the Elon image for sure. Don't think that I won't. And it's going to, yeah, usually on the start screen, we have that wonderful jumping Elon image right here, but we got a new one today, didn't we? We got a new one, and I made a short about it. You can watch that short on YouTube. Go on over there and watch that short. But my good joke was that last week we said he wasn't a gamer, and today he proved he was by doing the gamer salute. So he now is a gamer, and I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I'm big enough to admit that. I'm big enough to admit that last week I said Elon wasn't a gamer, and then he did the gamer salute today, and he actually is a gamer. So now that we know, I'm sorry. He's proven it beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I was wrong. I'm strong enough to admit that. Anywho, what are we doing? We are reading.
Hello human, it is me Canooch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
Executive orders. Let's look at them. So we're going to bring this over here. We're going to hit F5 because these just keep updating. They keep updating. They keep updating. So we're going to F5 this one more time. I have not read most of these because I wanted to, react to them on the stream. So tell me what your favorite attack against liberty was today. So if you saw some sort of assault against freedom and your rights, by all means, hop into chat and tell me what it was. What's your favorite assault against liberty that happened today? We are guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion. I mean, we already did that. We already had a military that did that. Some of them are in caps and some of them aren't. some of them are in all caps and some of them aren't, and I don't know why. Like, is there a different person writing them? Is this Trump tweets? John K, thanks for coming. Hey, how you doing? There's too many to choose from, Eggroll. You're right. There's a lot, so let's keep going down the list. We're guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion by the President of the United States, by the authority vested in me as President of by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America. I hereby proclaim an essential feature of any sovereign nation is its existence of territorial boundaries and the inherent authority. I'm going to quit talking like that. Oh, thank you, John K. I've got a plan for it. I'll put some photos up in the Discord when the plan comes together. The Supreme Court of the United States has described this power as fundamental act of sovereignty, which stems not alone from legislative power, but is inherent in the executive power to control the foreign affairs of this nation. I'm glad I dropped the Trump voice, not only because it hurts my throat, but because he did not write this. He had someone write this for him. He doesn't know what any of those words mean. The Supreme Court has recognized the inherent right and duty of the executive branch to defend our national sovereignty, starting that when Congress prescribes a procedure concerning the admissibility of aliens, it is not dealing alone with the legislative power, it is implementing an inherent executive power. So this is him being pissy and mad that sometimes Republicans pass a law and then the people don't carry it out. You know, that makes him unhappy. He's very unhappy by that. The Congress has, in establishing a uniform rule of naturalization, created a complex and comprehensive federal scheme in the Immigration and Nationality Act to control the entry and exit of people and goods across the borders of the United States. In routine circumstances, this complex and comprehensive scheme can protect the national sovereignty of the United States. National security, great. Prospective immigrants who use the visa system are screened for such health, safety, and security concerns while outside the United States and are not permitted to enter the United States until they establish that they are eligible to be admitted as a matter of law and should be admitted as a matter of discretion. But screening over those provisions in the INA can be wholly ineffective in a border environment where the access to necessary information is limited to aliens who have traveled from countries around the world and entered the United States illegally, or when the system is overwhelmed, leading to an unauthorized entry of innumerable illegal aliens into the United States. Significant information gaps because of this. Public safety and national security risks, such as environment, are heightened by the presence and control of territory by international cartels and other transnational criminal organizations. Right? He's just talking shit. Let's get to some substance, man. Same is true with public health. He doesn't actually care about public health. He's a vaccine denier when it's pleasant for him, and a vaccine aficionado when he wants to be. He can come and go with stuff like that, and he's putting RFK in charge. So there's that too. I wonder what that sound was. Did you guys hear a weird sound? I don't know. Strange. Anywho, let's see. It's probably the CIA hacking into me to come and get me. Over the last 4 years, 8 million illegal aliens. Great. Okay. The ongoing, and not enough. It should have been 10. I wish it would have been 10. Wish it would have been 20. Would have been better. More illegal aliens. More immigration. Immigration makes us better. Makes us stronger. The ongoing influx of illegal aliens across the southern border to the United States has placed significant costs and constraints upon the states, which have collectively spent billions of dollars in providing medical care and related human services, and have spent considerable amounts of increased law enforcement costs associated with the presence of these illegal aliens within their boundaries. Probably on the medical care, but not on the law enforcement. No, not really. In joining the Union, the states agreed to surrender such much of their sovereignty, unit exchange, okay. The INA provides the president with certain emergency tools, okay. Historically, presidents have been using these statutory authorities, okay. Can you get to what you're going to do? He buried the lead, man. By the power vested in me, here we go, in the Constitution, the laws of the United States, I have determined that the current situation at the southern border qualifies for an invasion. Invasion. Absolute horseshit. Absolute nonsense. Not in any way correct. According to this, I am issuing this proclamation based on my express and inherent powers of Article 2 of the Constitution of the United States and in faithful execution of the immigration laws passed by Congress, and suspending the physical entry of aliens involved in an invasion of the United States across the southern border until I determine that the invasion has concluded. Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, direct as follows. So this is the actual things that he's going to do. All of this was preamble. This was all just warming you up. That was just getting you hard, getting you warmed up and lubed up and ready. I hereby proclaim that the entry in the United States on or after this date order of aliens engaged in the invasion across the southern border is detrimental to the interests of the United States. I therefore direct that entry into the United States of such aliens be suspended. Okay, we already said that, but okay, he's suspending it. No more people coming across. Aliens engaged in the invasion across the southern border of the United States or after the date of this proclamation are restricted from invoking provisions of the INA that permit their continued presence in the United States. So, finding the invasion of the southern border ceased. Okay, so this just means that they can't use the law to try and stay. They can't use the rules or anything like that exists. So you just don't get to do that anymore. Restriction aliens posing health, states, federal, background, fulfillment. But that just says nothing. Constitutional suspension of physical entry. Under the authorities provided me under Article 2 of the Constitution of the United States, including my control of the foreign affairs and to effectuate the guarantee of protection against invasion, I hereby suspend the physical entry of any alien engaged in the invasion across the southern border of the United States and direct this Homeland Security in coordination with the Secretary of State and Attorney General to appropriate actions that may be necessary to achieve the objectives of the proclamation until I find the invasion has ceased. Okay, so the Secretary of State. This means soldiers can go there. This means soldiers can now hold the border. Military members will be pointing guns at poor, starving people running away from their bad situations, trying to come to a better place. Yeah, John K., you're right. I saw that one, and I'll probably just skim it towards the end since there's so much going on there. Section 5, operational actions to repel the invasion. The Secretary of Homeland Security, in coordination with the Secretary of State and the Attorney General, shall take all appropriate action to repel, repatriate, and remove any alien engaged in the invasion across the southern border. Until I find that it's over. Nothing in this proclamation consume, repair, otherwise effect, blah, blah. Lawyer speak. Functions of the Director of Office of Management and Budget relating to the budgetary administrative, blah, blah, blah. Not intended to and does not create any right or benefit substantive to procedural, enforceable at law, or in equity, any parts against the United States. Okay, so this is all just lawyer speak. The important bit here is the Secretary of State, who controls the military. Wait, no, Secretary of Defense. Did he mention defense? No, he said Secretary of State. Okay. So the Secretary of Defense would be in charge of the military, not the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State still would be involved in our diplomacy with the other countries. So he would be working for there. Okay, I've jumped the gun on this one. It doesn't mean military members. They're going to try, but this one doesn't specifically say we're putting the military on the border. What else is next? We're going to F5 just in case we didn't. We got a new one in the past 5 minutes, but I don't think we did. So that's going to do a whole lot of nothing, honestly. It's probably not going to do anything. Restoring names that honor American greatness. Oh my God, if this is Confederate generals, please be Confederate generals. American heroes, treasures, breathtaking. U.S. Board of Geographic Names, 7 days. Secretary of Interior shall review and conduct things. Applications naming, renaming submitted by the newly constituted board. Visionary and patriotic Americans. So how much do you think you have to pay Donald Trump to get one of these? You could probably pay him to be considered a visionary and patriotic American. We're going to have all kinds of things named after Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk and his own sons and himself. That's probably why he did this. Board approval, naming, federal government. Renaming of Mount McKinley. President McKinley, the 25th president of the United States, heroically led the nation in the Spanish War. So we're going to go back to Mount McKinley. So it was called Denali, if I remember correctly, right? Denali became Mount McKinley in 1917 or something like that. And then they changed it. Yeah, Obama changed it back to its original name. So in 1917, the country officially honored President McKinley through the naming of North America's highest peak. Yet after nearly a century, President Obama's administration in 2015 stripped the McKinley name from federal nomenclature, an affront to President McKinley's life, his achievements, and his sacrifice. They named it back to what it was actually supposed to be. You know, it had a name before we changed it. So Donald Trump doesn't like change, so we change it back. It's ironic. This one combined with the one that's designated to the cartel as terrorism organizations may give authority for sending armed forces into Mexico. That's what I'm worried about. I am actually quite worried about us sending troops into Mexico. I think that is going to happen because he's labeled them as terrorists. We'll get to that one here in just a minute. Thank you. This order honors President McKinley for giving his life for the great nation, blah, 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 within 30 days. Back to McKinley, from Denali to McKinley. Secretary of the Interior shall work with Alaska Native entities and state and local organizations to adopt names for landmarks in honor of the history and culture of the Alaskan people. But not this one. See, that's what I'm saying. This is entirely fucking contradictory. The Alaskan people named it Denali. The Americans came in later, called it McKinley. Then they asked, hey, can we turn it back to the way it actually was? And then Obama was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And now Trump says we're going to change it back to McKinley, but we will work with the Alaskan Native entities to come up with landmarks and honor the history of the Alaskan people, except you're dishonoring the Alaskan people by changing it back to McKinley. Ugh. The area formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico has long been an integral asset to our once burgeoning nation and has remained an indelible part of America. Within 30 days, Secretary of the Interior shall take all appropriate actions to rename the Gulf of America as a U.S. continental shelf area bounded by the northeast, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Mexico, and Cuba, formerly named the Gulf of Mexico. The Secretary shall subsequently update the GNIS to reflect the renaming of the Gulf and remove all references to the Gulf of Mexico from the GNIS. Consistent with applicable law, the board shall provide guidance to ensure all federal agencies, Gulf of America. Let's see. So Gulf of America. Fantastic. We're no longer the Gulf of Mexico. We are now the Gulf of America. Now, I did hear one person make a kind of a conspiracy theorist claim that the actual reason they were doing that was because a bunch of the executive orders that Biden and Obama put out said that you couldn't do new oil leases in the Gulf of Mexico. But it's not the Gulf of Mexico, is it? No, it's the Gulf of America. He's not going to drill for new oil in the Gulf of Mexico. God, no. He's going to drill for new oil in the Gulf of America. Hi, Bisky. Thanks for coming. Did you like my YouTube video that I put out? Did you go and watch it where I read your fanfic? It's pretty great. War with Mexico was not on Trump bingo board. It actually was. Like, we've been expecting war with Mexico for a little while. The one I made? I guess I didn't. I did make one about 6 months ago, but it wasn't war with Mexico. You're right. I'll have to double check. I'll have to go back to that video and find out what I did put on it. I wonder if I saved it. Oh, let's see. Let's bring this back up. What were we doing? What else are we renaming? Let's rename some more shit. Nothing. Okay, so just those two, Mount McKinley and the Gulf of America. Those are our only two. Let's hit F5 again just to make sure we didn't miss one. Here's the big one: designating cartels and other organizations as foreign terrorist organizations and specially designated global terrorists. Now, laws of America, yeah. This order creates a process by which certain international cartels, the cartels, and other organizations will be designated as foreign terrorist organizations. Specifically designated global terrorists, executive order, blah, blah, blah. International cartels constitute a national security threat beyond what that posed by traditional organized crime, with activities encompassing traditional organized crime. That's fine. That's cool. You guys keep that up. The Italian mob, you are the traditional organized crime. Spaghetti about it. You can continue. Let's see. Convergence between themselves and the range of extra hemispheric actors from designated foreign terror organizations and antagonistic foreign governments. Hey, Biscuit. Yeah, I watched some of it, but I was at work all day. And then I caught some highlights. And now I'm looking at all the actual executive orders. So these are the actual things that are going to happen. He could talk all day long in front of a podium, but what actually happens is once he signs the damn things start happening. You're kind of hoping something exciting might happen, like war with Mexico. War with Mexico not exciting enough for you, egg roll? Complete complex adaptive systems, characteristic, blah, 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 blah. He's just scared of them. I haven't seen anything yet about tariffs, Bisky, but I'll keep on the lookout for it. Well, let's see. The cartels have engaged in a campaign of violence and terror. Great. Cartels functionally controlled through a campaign of assassination, terror, rape, brutal force. Nearly all illegal traffic across the border. Okay. Transnational organizations such as Tren de Aragua. La Mara Salvatrucha. Trump was really proud of that one because he was able to say it. Tren de Aragua. He loves saying that one. It's fun to say. Tren de Aragua. It's fun to say. Okay. He's just complaining about them. What are you doing about them? Great. You're describing them. Okay. I don't care what you describe them as. What are you doing? What are you doing with the government? What are they doing with the power that you have? Okay. Within 14 days. Here we go. With this order, the Secretary of State shall take all appropriate action in consultation with the Secretary of Treasury, Attorney General, Secretary of Homeland Security, Director of National Intelligence, to make a recommendation regarding the designation of any cartel or other organization described in Section 1 as a foreign terrorist organization. Within 14 days of this date of this order, Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security shall take all appropriate action in consultation with the Secretary of State to make operational preparations regarding the implementation of any decision I may invoke on the Alien Enemies Act. That's its own thing in relation to the existence of any qualifying invasion or predatory incursion against the territory of the United States. They're going to bring out the Alien Enemies Act, which is going to give him more power to create concentration camps and hold people without cause and hold people without trial and hold people without bail and hold people in very extra legal bound outside the regular legal channels. And so he's going to get a whole bunch of secret prisons, I suppose. Blah 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 blah. Speak. Okay, so yeah, this might, if they're terrorists, we might actually send American military to attack them. That's not a good idea. This will end badly. Yeah, no more catch and release is insane. So you're going to catch them and keep them forever. He's going to release them back into Mexico, according to him. So he's going to catch them and then release them into Mexico. And then if they come back, he's going to catch them again, or he's probably going to kill them. He's going to put them into a camp that they cannot escape from. If you've been caught sneaking into America twice, as of tomorrow, you're going in the camp. Sorry. We're building a gulag for you. You can just stay there for eternity. No more catch and release. Reforming the federal hiring process and restoring merit to government service. This means hiring only white people. That's what this means. Let's read what it says. The American citizens deserve an excellent and efficient federal workforce. I agree completely. Wow, he's really off to a good start. Highest caliber of civil servants committed to achieving the freedom, prosperity, and the democratic rule of our Constitution promotes. Wow, that sounds great. I wonder how he's going to fuck this up. But current federal hiring practices are broken, insular, and outdated. They no longer focus on merit, practical skill, or dedication to our Constitution. I think he's lying. Federal hiring should not be based on impermissible factors such as one's commitment to illegal racial discrimination under the guise of equity or one's commitment to the invented concepts of gender identity over sex. There it is. No more wokies. You're not allowed to have woke ideas and work for the government. If you have woke ideas, you're not allowed to work for the government. They're going to get rid of you. They're going to hire only the non-woke. Invented concepts of gender identity. Boss, all gender is invented. All gender is invented. All gender is invented. All of it. I don't have any red polish on my nails because I am generally a masculine presenting type of person. We invented that. That's not fucking nature. That's not the seventh rule of hydrodynamics. You know, it's not the third law of hydrodynamics. You know, it's not a law of gravity that only ladies are allowed to paint their nails red. That's not a law of nature. That's not a law of physics. We invented it. Ladies paint their nails red. We fucking invented it. And these people are too dumb to know that. They cannot comprehend the difference between gender and sex. They don't know the difference. Boggles their mind that they can't. It's so far beyond them that they can't comprehend that they don't get it. It's a Dunning-Kruger kind of a thing. Let's see. Inserting such factors into the hiring process subverts the will of the people, puts critical government functions at risk, and risks losing the best qualified candidates, meaning white men. Best qualified candidates. When a conservative talks about the best qualified candidates, they mean straight white cis men. That's what they mean. I did a video on the last stream. I looked at the fire chief from Los Angeles, and there's that one photo in Facebook, and there aren't any straight white men in it, so they fucking blame the entire fires on queer brown people. It's the dumbest fucking thing, but they don't know they're stupid. That's what I'm saying. Conservatives don't know they're fucking stupid. By making our recruitment and hiring processes more efficient, it's not more efficient, and focused on serving the nation, we will ensure that the federal workforce is prepared to help Americans achieve greatness. They hate the government. Don't forget donors and sycophants. Well, the donors are on whatever side makes them the most money. That's what they're on. You know, the donors that you're talking about will pretend to be woke if that's what gets them more money. If pretending to be woke makes the line go up, they'll pretend. If pushing masculinity the way, what's his name, Zuckerberg did on Joe Rogan the other day, makes his line go up, that's what he'll do. They have no principles. They're capitalists, man. The donors are capitalists. They have no principles other than line go up. If sucking Elon's ass makes the line go up, then that's what they'll do. If talking shit about Donald Trump makes their line go up, that's what they'll do. If kissing Donald Trump's ass and getting in line behind him and calling him the best thing ever and cheering him makes their line go up, that's what they'll do. They don't care about anything else. Just line go up. Let's keep reading, though. What do we got? So no wokies on this one. That's what we got. Prioritize recruitment of individuals committed to improving the efficiency of the federal government, passionate about the ideals of our American Republic, and committed to upholding the rule of law in the United States. This right here is going to be part of the loyalty test. Donald Trump thinks America is straight, white, and Christian. Okay? And if you aren't those things, then you're not passionate about the ideals of America. According to conservatives, if you're not straight, white, Christian, you're not American. They will prevent the hiring of individuals based on their race, sex, or religion. Except they won't. They will choose the race, the sex, and the religion that they want and abandon the people they don't want. Implementing the greatest extent possible technical and alternative assessments as required by Chance to Compete. Government-wide time to hire. This is all just talking shit. This is all legal talk. Let's see what else we got. Anything important in here? I don't think there's anything else important. Yeah, no, that we're done. Okay, so yeah, just no more wokies, no more blue-haired feminazis. They're not allowed anymore. Only straight white men. All right, what else we got? Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. So more canceling the woke. Nearly every federal agency and entity submitted an equity action plan to detail the ways that they have further DEI infiltration of the federal government. Infiltration, folks. The DEI wokies are infiltrating the government. They're coming to get you. The public release of these plans demonstrated immense public waste and shameful discrimination. No, it didn't. Americans deserve a government committed to serving every person with equal dignity and respect. That's what they were trying to do. They did this so that they could do that. If you don't do this, you don't know how to do that. But when the conservative says it, of course, what they mean is straight, white, Christian men. I think, yeah, this is going to be just no more environmental justice. That's gone. Terminate to the maximum extent allowed by law DEI, DEIA, and environmental justice officers and positions, including but not limited to chief diversity officer positions, all equity action plans, equity actions, initiatives, or programs equity-related, grants or contracts, all DEI, DEIA, performance requirements for employees, contractors, or guarantees. Isn't that a symptom of schizophrenia, constant paranoia? Yeah, something like that. Wouldn't surprise me. What do we got? We got environmental justice positions. Yeah, it's just getting rid of the woke. They just don't like these things. DEI is the new N-word, and so when they use it, that's what they mean. So anybody who's DEI has to go. Anybody who preaches DEI or suggests that it's a good idea, they gotta go. Let's see. Here reports Republicans. Yep. Severability. If any position in this order or the application of any provision to any person or circumstance is held to be invalid, the remainder of that order and application, blah, blah, blah. Lawyer speak. Okay. So we're ending the radical wokeness. No more DEI. Defending women from gender ideology extremism and restoring biological truth to the federal government. I fucking love that Donald Trump lies his ass off 99 times a day, but he uses the word truth all the time. It's amazing. A couple of weeks ago, he lied 6 times in 2 sentences. It was amazing. Nobody else is putting up numbers that high. Nobody. But here he is, talking about truth. Across the country, ideologues who deny the biological reality of sex have increasingly used legal and other socially coercive means to permit men to self-identify as women and gain access to intimate single-sex spaces and activities designed for women, from women's domestic abuse shelters to women's workplace showers. This is wrong. Sex, and then they use the word woman. You see, woman is a gender, female is a sex. They, again, do not comprehend the difference between sex and gender. They don't get it, and they can't get it. They are blind to the difference between sex and gender. And even if you were to explain it to them, if you were to tell them, hey, there's a difference, they'd put up their conservative blind spot. See the conservative blind spot? They wear the blind spot. They put it up. They get it right there in front, right there, and won't let you describe the difference between gender and sex because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. If you try and go around it and be like, hey guys, listen, actually, gender is about what pants you wear, but sex is about what's in your pants. And they're like, nope, 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 not hearing that, can't hear that, don't hear that, nope, sex and gender, same thing. We'll just conflate the words, use them interchangeably back and forth. Then you try and jump over here and be like, listen guys, okay, listen, I know, okay, listen. There are like 5 trans people trying to get into women's sports, and there are hundreds of untested rape kits at your local police department. They're like, nope, 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 we care about women. We care about women. We care about women, they say, and they're wrong. They don't. If they cared about women, they would care about all those untested rape kits. But they don't. They don't care about that. They care about the 4 people in women's high school sports. That's what's important to them, because they don't actually care about women. They hate trans people. That's their entire ideology at this point. Willful ignorance. That's what the conservative blind spot is for. So yeah, they don't want to know the difference between sex and gender, because then they would lose the argument, and then they would have to come to our side. So they'll just ignore it. They'll be blind to it. They'll ignore it completely. This isn't to protect women. It's abso-fucking-lutely not. That's a disgusting joke. It's not about it. It's about hating trans people. They hate them, they hate them, they hate them. And in hating them, that's what conservatives do with the law. The law is not intended to create a guideline that everyone has to follow. No, no, no. Conservatives use the law as a weapon against the people they don't like. That is what conservatives do with the law. That is how they craft these laws. All of these laws, so far, these executive orders signed by the executive branch, written into law, are to harm the people they don't like. That is all it is to do. It is not an intention to help you. It is not to protect you. It is to harm the people they hate. And right now they hate trans people. This unhealthy road is paved by all that. I guess we can keep reading. The erasure of sex in language and policy has a corrosive impact not just on women, but on the validity of the entire American system. Nobody's erasing the language of sex. No, they're not. Christ almighty, you're dumb as shit. Basing federal policy on truth is critical to scientific inquiry, public safety, morale, and trust in the government itself. The scientists and the doctors are on board with the difference between sex and gender. They get it, you don't. The unhealthy road is paved by an ongoing and purposeful attack against the ordinary and long-standing use of the understanding of biological and scientific terms, replacing the immutable biological reality of sex with an internal, fluid, and subjective sense of self unmoored from biological facts. Motherfucker. What? You... replacing the immutable biological reality of sex with an internal, fluid, and subjective sense? Bro, everything is a subjective sense. Subjective sense of self? All feelings are subjective. If you feel ugly, it doesn't matter what the facts are. It Doesn't matter what you look like. Have you ever met somebody with bulimia? Even though they weigh 97 pounds, they feel fat. I feel gorgeous and amazing and delicious. But on the outside, I'm actually not. This is difficult for me, but I feel sexy. I know that I'm not, but I feel like I am, so I act like I am. That's all internal shit anyway. Sewell's made it. Thanks for coming in. No one's erasing it. They're expanding the language. Yeah, exactly. They're expanding on it. Willful ignorance keeps them from having to learn something new. They don't want to learn new things. History is over. Conservatives already figured it all out. The Bible told them the truth 2,000 fucking years ago, and they will not move forward from that point. They will not. Backward-facing ideology. I've said it 1,000 times. Conservatives are a backward-facing ideology, and they do not want to expand the language. They do not want to learn new things. They do not want to look at the world in a more free kind of way, because that's what this is about. If you don't have the freedom to put on a dress, then you don't have freedom. If you don't have the freedom to paint your nails, you don't have freedom. If you don't have the freedom to put on pants, you don't have freedom. Conservatives are anti-freedom. All of these executive orders I've been looking at tonight, stripping someone's freedom, taking freedom away, freedom away, freedom away, freedom away, freedom away. And he's going to look you in the eye. He's going to come onto the TV tomorrow and say, look at all these great executive orders I did. Look at all this amazing stuff I did on day one. You're more free and you have more liberty now. No, nonsense. He's a liar. Don't believe him. Let's keep going. This one's probably the worst one. According to my administration, will defend women's right to protect freedom of conscience. Yeah, see, freedom of conscience by using clear and accurate language and policies that recognize women and biological female and men are biologically male. No, incorrect. This is tautologically wrong, I think, or is this is incorrect. Woman is a list of societal norms that we invented. Okay, women usually are more likely to paint their nails and wear a dress because we invented it that way. We built it that way. We came up with that. That's what they like, so that's what happened. It's fine. And if you want to do that, if I wanted to paint my nails and wear a dress, I should be allowed to. That's freedom. All right, let's keep going. Thanks for the follow, Zerxon. I appreciate it. He's going to have one good one out of 200. Have you spotted the one that's not terrible? I haven't yet seen any that weren't terrible, Sewells, but I'll keep looking. Let's see. What else do we got? Okay, let's keep reading. Sex shall refer to an individual's immutable biological classification as either male or female. Sex is not a synonym for and does not include the concept of gender identity. Oh my goodness. I'm getting all the, I think, yeah, followers and stuff like that. I appreciate it. Thanks for becoming subscribers. I think that's a YouTube sound was what that was. That is another YouTube sound from Forks, Airbud, Life in the Bay. Okay, that's a cool name. Thanks for being a subscriber. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps. I am a very small streamer, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. What was I reading? Okay. Sex shall refer to an individual's immutable biological classification as either male or female. Sex is not a synonym for and does not include the concept of gender identity. I agree. Sex is not a synonym for and does not include a concept of a gender identity. They're two separate things. Woman and girls shall mean adult and juvenile human females respectively. No. See, now you're literally, technically wrong. See, they're putting out technically wrong stuff. Men or boys shall be adult and juvenile human males respectively. Female means a person belonging to at conception the sex that produces the large reproductive cell. Male means a person belonging to conception the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. Gender ideology replaces the biological category of sex. No, the fuck it doesn't, with an ever-shifting concept of self-assured gender identity. Gender identity exists, man. It just fucking does. All things are in our heads. Everything is a thought construct, including gender. If I paint this pinky black with black nail polish, it exists. I'm very goth. You know this about me. I paint this one pinky black. Am I a woman? No. But have I taken the one tiny step towards being more feminine? Yes. What if I paint this one pinky pink? Am I a woman? No. Am I a gay? No. but I have taken one tiny step towards being more feminine and less masculine. This is a very large, broad, wide fucking spectrum. Gender is a giant fucking spectrum. I've got to turn my fire off because it's too hot. I'm getting excited. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt and it's been burning long enough to warm the place up. We'll get one more anime hair moment for anybody that missed it earlier. Look at me. I got a spirit bomb and I'm going to throw it at you. Wow. Okay. Let's turn that off. I'm going to go turn that thing off. I'll be right back. All right. That'll just die down over the next several minutes. It stopped dumping fuel in there, so it'll get smaller and smaller and smaller until it's just nothing left and it'll burn itself out. It's a very cool little device I've got back there. I always like it. But it rarely ever gets cold enough to use because I live in and around Seattle. So it's like 40 degrees. At worst, it gets like 30. That's barely even cold, you know? So no real need to usually use it. He didn't turn a frog. No, Shinsudo, that's Twitch and Kick, but not YouTube. YouTube does a different thing. So what else we got? Okay, wrong button. Let's get back over here. Over here. It's literally incorrect. I mean, there's just incorrect things on this screen right now. Gender identity reflects a fully internal and subjective sense of self. Right. Disconnected from the biological reality. And sex existing at an infinite continuum. Yes. And that does not provide a meaningful basis for identification and cannot be recognized as a replacement for sex. It's not trying to be. No one is trying to replace it. Christ, you're dumb. Sex and not gender in all applicable federal policies and documentations because they hate people who don't fit within the boxes. Let's see. This is just all the things that the people will do. Women's prisons and detention centers. Yeah, understand. Equal access in accordance with individual gender identity, community planning, Bureau of Prisons. Let's see. The dudes are still going to keep getting raped. I mean, they don't care about the people that are in prison. They just need to hate trans people, you know? The dudes in prison are still going to get raped by other dudes. Nobody gives a shit. The Attorney General isn't going to do a damn thing about that. God, no. Not going to do anything about that. If one of them's trans, well, then maybe they will. Everything's getting worse. Let's see. Anything important here? I'm just kind of speeding through this one. So I've said enough. These are all the things that are going to get thrown out. Yeah, all of this gone, 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 all of this gone. And it will lead to fewer rights for trans people. They have lost rights today. Establishment and implementing the President's Department of Government Efficiency. Let's see what that one is. The Doge, baby. Executive order establishes the Department of Government Efficiency to implement the President's Doge agenda by modernizing federal technology and firmware, or software, technology and software, maximize government efficiency and productivity. Agency has the meaning. Agency head. Agency has the meaning given to it by sections. Code does not exclude except subturn. I didn't think you could be an agency unless the Senate approved it. I may be wrong about this, but I think you have to have, this has to pass the Senate. You can't just say it. Vivek is already out of the Doge. Yeah, I know he is, because it's already failed. We all already know that it cannot accomplish any of the things that it set out to do. These people are grifters. They are liars. They will promise you the moon, deliver you nothing, tell you it's your fault, and then charge you for the privilege. That is the new government. Promise the moon, deliver nothing, charge you, fuck off. That's that's how the government works now. We're in the promise the moon stage right now. That's what all these executive orders are. That's what the Doge was. Vivek may have just skipped ahead to step 4 and fuck off. Agency heads still. I think this has to go through the Senate. I think this is going to get challenged in court because the Senate has to approve of agencies and shit like that. And the departments. If it's a department, it has to be passed by the Senate. The president can't do it by himself. America First policy directive to the Secretary of State. This just means fuck everybody else over in every country. Foreign policy of the United States shall champion core American interests and always put America and American citizens first. You see that? You hear that? Fucking Ukrainians? Fuck you. That's what he's saying. Fuck you, Ukrainians. Fuck you, Mexico. Fuck you, Canada. Fuck everybody but America. Wave the flag. This is how you do diplomacy. Fuck everybody else. He doesn't know what the word diplomacy means. He doesn't know what America first means. It means everybody else is second. Nobody else wants to be fucking second, Donnie. The rest of the world fucking outnumbers us. As soon as practicable, the Secretary of State shall issue guidance bringing the Department of State's policies, programs, personnel, and operations in line with the American First policy, which puts America and its interests first. Every fucking country does this all the time forever. There's nothing else here. God, that's stupid. God, they're dumb. They're just fucking brainless. America and its interests first. Every country does that. They always put their interests above everyone else's. This is normal. All right, what else we got? Protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security threats. I think this is just immigration law. Yeah, this is just another. This is the same one we already read, but for aliens. Yeah, this is exactly the same thing we read before. Aliens can now be called terrorists if we fucking feel like it. So if you're here, legally or illegally, doesn't matter. We get to call you a terrorist if we fucking feel like it. Unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential. So is this going to undo the one that Joe Biden did? The state of Alaska holds an abundant and largely untapped supply of natural resources, including, among others, energy, mineral, timber, and seafood. Fully avail of itself of Alaska's vast lands and resources for the benefit of the nation of American citizens who call Alaska home. We're going to take all of your stuff. We're going to take all of your food. We're going to take all your lumber. We're going to take all your oil, and we're going to keep it for ourselves. Now, this is a bad idea. I've suggested that there is a secret plan that you're not supposed to speak. There is a secret plan for Alaska. The politicians all used to know it, but they gave up on it. It was a long-term plan. It was a break in case of emergency kind of plan. With Alaska was our piggy bank, our break in case of emergency piggy bank. We knew that it had a lot of oil. We knew that it had a lot of resources, but they were hard to get to, so we would just lock them up there. It's like having a secret hidden 20 in your wallet. Have you ever done that? You put that money in there and you only touch it for emergencies. And that's what the Alaska was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a secret, hidden, don't think about it, 401k style savings account. When Iraq blows up and we can't get any oil out of it, or Iran finally burns down and we can't get any oil out of them, and Russia's being a dick and we can't get any oil out of them, we have the Alaskan reserve. Okay, that's what it was for. You're not supposed to talk about that, because the more people talk about it, the more obvious the plan gets. And then who's those people that control the oil prices? Not NATO. What's the hell are the names of them? I don't remember the name. The people who are in charge of oil, the Saudi countries and stuff like OPEC. That's what it is, OPEC. You're not supposed to talk about it, because then OPEC will raise prices so that you will go and get it. Anywho, that was the plan. Donald Trump doesn't know that plan. He doesn't give a shit about that plan. He wants to get all the oil out of the ground right now and burn it all right now to drive prices down for the next 4 years. Fuck you if you think it's going to release too much carbon in the air. It's not his fucking problem. He does not give a flying fuck about what happens 4 years from now. He does not give a shit if the world is unlivable 4 years from now. He needs those numbers down right now. And the only way he can get those numbers down is to take from Alaska and our piggy bank. So that's what this is. So that's great. We're all going to die in a fucking climate change hellscape because Donald Trump can't fucking wait slowly. He can't. There's no patience. Conservatives have no patience. Protecting the American people against invasion. We already did this one. How many of these have we got to do? Dude, we already did this one. I swear to fucking God, dude, we already did this one. Oh, we already did this one. Why did they have him do it twice? Okay, we're skipping. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development Global Tax Deal. Now, this is going to be some very complicated shit that is about the rich people getting richer. That's what it is. This is going to help the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I don't know the details. The economy's made up. There's no such thing as an economy. It's real, but it's based on feelings. And they made up all the rules, and they made up all the feelings, and they made up all the numbers, and they made up all the money. So they're going to just make up this economic cooperation and development global tax deal. They're just going to invent that to give themselves some more of your money. Organization for the National Security Council and subcommittees. This one's going to be really boring. There's nothing really big here. National Security Council and supporting staff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is just a basic housekeeping stuff. Nothing important there. Unless, of course, they're sneaking it in there and I can't recognize it because I am not a lawyer. Not since the incident, anyway. So, yeah, I am not a lawyer. Let's see. What else is on the next one? What's the next one? Reevaluating and realigning United States foreign aid. Oh, here we go. We're going to stop giving Ukraine money. United States foreign aid industry and bureaucracy are not aligned with American interests and in many cases antithetical to American values. They serve to destabilize world peace by promoting ideas in foreign countries that are directly inverse to harmonious and stable relations internal to and among countries. If you give Ukraine money, they'll use it to fight for their freedom, and that upsets the harmonious and stable relations they used to have with Russia. The policy of the United States for their foreign assistance to be dispersed in a manner. NDA paused the United States foreign development assistance for assessment of programmatic inefficiencies, blah, blah, blah. Terminations, resumption of waivers. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to give out less money to other countries. Temporary withdrawal from all areas on the outer continental shelf from offshore wind leasing and review of the federal government's leasing for no more windmills. The windmills, everybody knows, Donald Trump's been telling us for years, the windmills, they're driving the whales insane. The whales are beaching themselves to get away from the noise of the windmills. You can't even throw away the windmills. When you're done with the windmills, the windmill blades are so toxic you can't bury them, you can't throw them away. They have to sit out there and rust for eternity. All of this is horseshit, of course. None of this is true, none of it's real, and it doesn't matter what's real and what's not true. He'll just make some new shit up tomorrow. Unless somehow the windmill lobby gives him a bunch of money, in which case he will turn around and say windmills are great. Declaring a national energy emergency. This isn't going to go well. We need a reliable, diversified, and affordable supply of energy to drive our nation's manufacturing, transportation, agriculture, and defense industry. Sure, we do need energy. But I have a funny feeling he wants a lot more of it for a lot cheaper, just so he can brag about how cheap he made it. He will not give a shit about long-term sustainability. He will not give a shit about saving for tomorrow. He will not conserve the energy, which is ironic because he's a part of the conservative party. They are not fucking conservative anymore. If we declare it to be an emergency, that means it's true, right? Yeah, he didn't say it's an emergency. He declared it. It's true. And because it's an emergency, he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. It'll be great. Previous administration, driven national emergency, precarious, inadequate, numerous problems. Identify and exercise the law, emergency authorities available to them. Does not say what they would do. Expedite the completion of all authorized and appropriate infrastructure, energy, and environmental and natural resource projects. Okay. So you get to skip the lines. Don't worry about all those permits and regulations. We're going to cancel all those regulations. We're going to shut that shit down. We don't need regulations. Who needs regulations? What has a regulation ever done for you other than protect your fucking life? Every decrease in regulations is paid for in blood. Maybe it'll be yours. Maybe it'll be somebody else's. Let's see. Yeah, this is about cutting regulations so that they can drill more and then burn more. Okay. Restoring accountability for career senior executives. This is probably just to kick out people who have said mean things about him in the past. Executive power vested in the president, who must take care of the laws faithfully executed. President's power to remove subordinates is a core part of the executive power. So yeah, he gets to kick out anybody from the government that has ever said anything mean about him. So if you ever say anything mean about him, you're kicked out of the government. He's allowed to do that now. Promoting beautiful federal civic architecture. Bro, the government doesn't build architecture. It's fucking private companies. And if they want it to be beautiful, they will. If not, they don't. Federal public buildings should be visually identifiable as civic buildings and respect regional, traditional, and classical architecture, heritage, and other in order to uplift and beautify public spaces and ennoble the United States in our system of self-government. Ooh, you know what I think this is? You know what this is? This is Confederate fucking general statues. That's what this is. This is bringing back General Lee's big, dumb fucking statue and putting it in front of the courthouse. If before such recommendations are submitted, General Services Administration Check such design. So yeah, I think that's what this is. I think they're going to take this and get more Confederate statues. Yeah, it's going to be great. What could possibly go wrong? Restoring the death penalty and protecting public safety. Just kill more people, man. Just millions must die. Where's that Wojak? Billions must die, right? Yeah, billions must die. There he is. Billions must die. This is what we need. This is where we are. Billions must die. Can you even see that on screen? I haven't even put him up on screen. There he is. Billions must die. That's where we are. This is the Conservative Party right here. Billions must die. Because they don't like it. When those people, because they don't like these people. I'm telling you, man. They don't like these people. Hence, create laws to kill them. Restoring the death penalty. Great. I'm sure that'll keep us all safe. Thanks, Donnie. Putting people over fish, stopping radical environmentalism to provide water to Southern California. Mother of God. None of this is real. None of this is true. This is the fucking smelt again. Direct the Secretary of Commerce and Security in the Interior in consultation with the heads of other departments and agencies of the United States as necessary to immediately restart the work from my first administration by the National Marine Fisheries Service, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Bureau of Reclamation, and other agencies to route more water from the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta to other parts of the state for use by people who there desperately need water. He thinks this is more Trump as usual. Misunderstand, create a delusion, spread fear. MDF. That's his 3 steps. Misunderstand, delusion, fear. He misunderstands what the water cycle is. He misunderstands what the conservatives, what the conservationists are doing with that water. He has created a delusion that they're stealing all of the water from everywhere else in California, giving it to this fucking endangered fish. And he has created a fear that he's spreading to you that says, hey, they're stealing all your water to give to a fucking fish. MDF, baby. Misunderstand, delusion, fear. Let's scoot this back over. Here we go. All right, what's next? Man. Number 3. We're about halfway through. Securing our borders. We already did that one. We're doing it again. Securing the borders, establish a physical wall, and other barriers monitored and supported by adequate personnel and technology. This is the wall. This is worthless and stupid and pointless and a waste, gigantic waste of fucking money. The wall is worthless. It is a gigantic waste of money that will accomplish nothing. Paying people to stand there and look south will not accomplish anything that you think it will. They will come in through the ports of entry. They will come in on planes. They will come in on boats. The wall is a waste of money, but you cannot explain that to them because they're fucking stupid. Let's keep going. Okay, that's the wall. Let's go for that one. Protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship. This is probably going to reduce the American citizenship. He's probably going to try and get rid of birthright citizenship. The privilege of the United States citizenship is a priceless and profound gift. The 14th Amendment states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States, wherein they reside. The provision rightly repudiated the Supreme Court in the United States shameful decision on Dred Scott, which misinterpreted the Constitution as permanently excluding people of African descent from eligibility. But the 14th Amendment has never been interpreted to extend citizenship universally to anyone born within the United States. There you go. He's trying to undo the 14th Amendment. Conservatives will look you in the fucking face and tell you they love the Constitution. And they want to destroy half of it. Fully everything after the 10th Amendment they fucking hate. Some of the first 10 amendments they ain't so fucking happy about. Conservatives will look at you and tell you they love the Constitution and then destroy it. It's insane. How does that work for citizens? Do we have to apply for citizenship as a child? No, because you're a straight white male. You automatically have citizenship, you see. Everybody else has to prove it. They don't know how this works, Shinseto. They don't fucking know how this works. They don't know. They don't know what the rules are. They don't know what the ramifications are. They don't know the side effects. They don't know the downstream effects. They don't know the upstream effects. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They don't know how to answer your question. Then they don't give a fuck. They'll feel it out. If they feel like you're a citizen, then you will be. If they feel like you shouldn't be, then you won't. Anti-constitutional, unfucking believable, terrible idea. The language is vague. Yes, it is. And they want it to be vague so that they can feel any way they want. That's why they use the vague language, so they can feel whatever the fuck they want to feel. See the policy, no department. Okay. Subsection A of the section shall apply only to persons who are born within the United States after 30 days from the date of this order. So going forward is what they're saying. Nothing in this order shall be construed to effect, blah, blah, blah. So that it takes 30 days to take effect. So yeah, they don't know how this is going to work. And it's unconstitutional, and they don't care. Man, they just feel you are or aren't part of America and a citizen of America. Or they want the U.S. to die out if no one can become a citizen, the country is dead. No, they haven't thought ahead. That would require them to like come up with some sort of plan. They don't want a plan. They want constant chaos that they're in charge of. Donald Trump wants to be the feeler in chief. It sounds dirtier than it really is. But if he feels like you're not an American, you're not. If he feels like you are, then you are. If he feels like you're here illegally, you are. If he feels like you need to be into the detention camp, you will be. The entire presidency is just going to be him and his feelings. And then there's going to be some liberals who argue with him and challenge him in court. But then he's captured the court. He's captured the Senate. They'll just pass a fucking law that says, yeah, that guy is not a citizen anymore. And then it won't have any implications. And they'll stop doing it later. They won't do anything with this stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just going to be fiat. Fiat, I think, is the word I was looking for. If he wants a thing, it's true. If he doesn't want the thing, it's not true. That's it. There is no law and order. There's no writing down laws for tomorrow. God, no. No. It'll be different tomorrow. He'll change his mind about something tomorrow. Or he'll allow anybody he wants who says the right things, kisses his ass enough, and does the dance properly to just be immune from the laws. We don't live under a law and we're not a country of laws anymore. We're a country of Donald Trump's feelings. That's it. Let's see. Refugee admission program. We already did that one. Unleashing American energy. We already did this one too. God, why do you have to do two of each? What if they contradict each other? I'm sure a real good fucking lawyer can get in here and find a contradiction between this one and the last one. We already did. Isn't this like the third one about energy? Clarifying the military's role in protecting the territorial integrity of the United States. Here's the one the military is going to use. He's going to send the military to the border. Sovereignty and territorial integrity. Securing borders against threats of invasion, against unlawful forays by foreign nationals into the United States, and against other transnational criminal activities that violate our laws and threaten our peace, harmony, and tranquility. So the military is going to the border. They're going. 10 days, so it's soon. Yeah, the military's going to the border. No doubt about it. America First trade policy. That's when Canada trades with us, it's Canada first. When Venezuela trades with us, it's Venezuela first from their point of view. You think Venezuela is going to be like, yeah, of course America gets to come first. They give us $1 and we give them 50 cents, obviously. Let's see, anything in here? Unfair and unbalanced trade. Donald Trump does not understand anything about trade, never has. He's still going on about trade deficits. Let's see, review and assess. He doesn't know how tariffs work. He still doesn't know how tariffs work. I think somebody would have explained it to him by now. We don't charge other countries a tariff. We charge the companies within America the tariff. Yeah, this is about trade and representatives, and he doesn't know what any of this stuff means, but if somebody wrote it, it's so that they can get more money. The America First trade policy was not written by Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not know what it is. He does not comprehend it, and he probably can't even read. This was written by someone who is going to trade with another country and make more money out of it than they would have if this had not been passed. They will pay fewer taxes, make higher profit, and make their line go up, make their number go up. Memorandum to resolve the backlog of security clearances for executive offices of the presidential personnel. That's just skipping the regulations so that he can get his people in charge. The people who would work for Trump shouldn't be passing security clearances because they're horrible shithole people. They're terrible people who've committed crimes. But if he speed walks it and skips all the regulations, then they can. It'll be great. Agro, he was making a big deal about making things cheaper. If we start charging more for imports, it's going to make prices for those goods go up. Exactly. He's going to put the tariff on a company that deals with Canada that will drive their prices up. They will pass that on to the consumer, and he will look you in the face. When his tariffs cause the prices to go up, he's going to look into that camera and tell you that Joe Biden's inflation did this. These raises in prices are because of my tariffs. My tariffs make us money. This is Joe Biden's inflation. This is Obamacare. This is Bill Clinton. This is Jimmy Carter's fault. He will blame literally everybody but himself. Doesn't matter if it's true. Doesn't matter if it's real. Doesn't matter if it's correct. Facts no longer matter. We are post-fact. Declaring a national emergency at the southern border of the United States. We did this one already. Didn't know that was an energy emergency. So we've got another emergency. Another emergency. So 2 emergencies. It is very emergency. It is very emerging place America is. Holding former government officials accountable for election interference and improper disclosure of sensitive government information. Good God. This is him still pissing and moaning about losing in 2020. He lost, and he cannot get over it. Let's see. CIA pre-publication classification board, policymakers. This is about him weaponizing the DOJ to go after whoever he wants. Bolton published a memoir for monetary gain. Let's see. Not being engaged in partisan politics or otherwise used by the U.S. Yeah, exactly. This is, oh God, look at all these people. Oh, it's the fucking list. This is the list of people to murder. Effective immediately, the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the Director of Central Intelligence and CIA, shall revoke the current and active clearances held by the following individuals: James Clapper, Hayden Panetta, Brennan, Fingar. I know a few of these names: McLaughlin, Morrill, Vickers, Wise, Rasmussen, Travers, Lippman, Mosman, Pfeiffer, Bash, Snyder, Gersto, Buckley, Bacchus, Bruce, Cairns, Colby, Corsell, George, Hall, Harrington, Hepburn. Why is this one stuck out? Timothy D. Kilburn. Little syntax error there or something. Marks, Mendez, Nicola O'Shea, Priest, Purcell, Paul, and Merolipus. These are the people who said that these are the 50 individuals who said that the Hunter Biden laptop looked like it had been hacked and had signs of Russian meddling. That's the crime that they've committed. They said a thing looked like a thing. That's their hell-worthy trespass. They said, hey, the way this Hunter Biden laptop looks, it looks like the Russians hacked a whole bunch of stuff from Hunter Biden, put it on there, and then put in a bunch of bullshit to make him look bad. That's what they said. But that means that the Hunter Biden, oh, did you hear him? He said the Hunter Biden laptop is Russiagate, Russia misinformation, Russia hoax. And that's illegal. You're not allowed to suggest that. When something looks like it has been hacked by the Russians, you're not allowed to say that. If it makes Hunter Biden look bad, you're not allowed to say that. You have to say it's true. You have to say it's real. You have to say that the Hunter Biden laptop is 100% credible, and yes, it's true that we can't find it. We're not entirely sure where it came from. And it came from a blonde guy, and Rudy Giuliani is involved in the chain of custody. So it's still 100%. You're not allowed to say that it looks like it was hacked, or else you lose your security clearance. Authoritarianism, right here. These people told you the truth, and Donald Trump is harming them for it. These people gave you their professional opinion about a situation, and Donald Trump is harming them for it. He is using the government to harm them because he's weaponized the government. Let's keep going. What else we got? Strong accountability to policy influencing positions within the federal workforce. This is probably just more of the same. Yeah, this is about firing federal employees who aren't kissing Trump's ass. If you ever said a mean tweet about him, if you ever called him a Cheeto Mussolini or something like that, then you get fired from your government job. You don't get to say things like that anymore because Donald Trump is the free speech warrior who protects your free speech as long as you're saying things that he agrees with. Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. Oh, baby. Here we go. It's withdrawal from the World Health Organization because it mishandled COVID-19, not Donald Trump. No, 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 no. Donald Trump didn't mishandle COVID-19. It was the WHO. It was the World Health Organization that did that. The United States intends to withdraw from the WHO. The presidential letter of Secretary General of the United States, signed on January 21st, retracted the United States notification withdrawal is revoked. Okay, because Trump got us out last time. He signed a thing, and then they said, no, you can't do that. And then Biden put us back in. We're just going to quit and abandon them, making the world a worse place. Because that's the conservatives don't like doctors. Hurt them. They don't like the World Health Organization because it says things that are true. And those true things disagree with conservatives' deeply held ignorance. Okay? And if you harm their deeply held ignorance, you are a threat. You are a bad guy. You are a monster. You are a communist, blue-haired, wokey nightmare. And we need to distance ourselves from you. So we will cut off anything, no matter how useful, how good, or how good for the people. We will just abandon it so they can feel better. Application of Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act to TikTok. Now, TikTok was canceled. So what happened? They hit the deadline. There was a 30-day extension that Joe Biden could have used. He didn't use it because he didn't want to. Trump did. And then everyone on TikTok thinks that Donald Trump saved TikTok. Free political advertising, honestly. Everybody fucking under 18 right now thinks that Donald Trump's the coolest motherfucker ever because he saved TikTok. Let's see. It prohibits entities from distributing, maintaining, or updating certain defined foreign adversary-controlled applications. Unique constitutional responsibility for the national security of the United States. The unfortunate timing. 1 day before I took office, his 47th presidency. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Interferes with my ability to assess the national security and foreign policy implications. So he's going to give it the 30-day thing. Order the Attorney General not to take any action on behalf of the United States to enforce this act for the next 75 days from the date of this order. Okay, so TikTok has survived for another 75 days before the government actually bans it. What happens in those 75 days? They kiss his ass. They kiss his ass royally. God, they pucker up. They kiss the big orange booty. And in doing so, the Attorney General won't hold them responsible. They won't hold them accountable. They'll make more money. And maybe they'll even get some kickbacks in the form of political speech, free political advertising, and the lowering of their opponents in the algorithm. And TikTok doesn't give a flying fuck. The CEO who owns TikTok wants money. And if that means he has to kiss Trump's butt and lower the number of left-leaning voices you hear, that's what he'll do. He does not care about what's real, what's true, or what's free, or what's freedom of speech. They don't care. They need that dosh. And they need it now. And they need more of it than they got last year. Granting pardons and commutations for sentences for certain offenses relating to the events at the end or near the United States Capitol on January 6th. So this is where he pardons the Jan 6 criminals and terrorists because there's the list, but there's more. So just let them out. Just let them do what they want. They'll show up probably in D.C. very soon, and he'll give them all matching brown uniforms. It'll be great. Putting America first in international environmental agreements. This is more anti-environmental bullshit. Just America first means no, we're not spending any money, and no, we're not doing it. And we are just going to abandon any previous environmental agreements because we don't care. Delivering emergency price relief for American families and defeating the cost of living crisis. Now, this one I want to see. This is the one about eggs. If anybody's still around, egg roll, thank God you're here. This one's about eggs. Let's see. For years, the Biden administrative destructive policies inflicted a historic inflation crisis on the American people. The Biden administration not only exploded government spending, artificially and unsustainably stimulating demand, but it simultaneously made necessary goods and services scarce through a crushing regulatory burden and radical policies designed to weaken the American production. None of that is true. I mean, just fucking horseshit. But he's allowed to write horseshit these days into executive orders. Hardworking families today are overwhelmed by the cost of fuel, food, housing, automobiles, medical care, utilities, and insurance. That's true. But why is it happening? Because companies need more money. They need your money. These companies are running out of cash. They need more this year than last year, or else they're failed and they have to fire the CEO. The investors' profit margin must go up. The investors' profit margin must go up, and that means you need to pay more. That's why those things are, that's why the hardworking families are overwhelmed, because of fucking capitalism. In particular, the assault on plentiful and reliable American energy throughout unnecessary and illegal regulatory demands have driven up the cost of transportation and manufacturing. Is that the only thing he's got? Moreover, any Americans unable to purchase homes? Well, that's because of capitalism too. We're not building homes because then the price of all the houses would come down. As the supply increases, the demand decreases, the price goes down. And the people who own the homes don't want that shit. They need that shit to be scarce and expensive. That's it. He didn't say anything. I hereby order the heads of all executive departments and agencies to deliver emergency price relief consistent with the applicable law. This is nothing. This is literally fucking nothing. Nothing. There is nothing here. To the American people, increase prosperity of the American. Nothing. Shall include pursuing appropriate actions to lower the cost of housing and expand housing supply. Build more. The companies don't want to build more. Are you going to force the companies to build more? Because if not, this isn't going to happen. Eliminate unnecessary administrative, expensive, and rent-seeking practices that increase healthcare costs. Rent-seeking practices. Rent-seeking is about housing, not healthcare. What are you talking about? Eliminate counterproductive and requirements that raise the cost of home appliances. He's still pissed off about the dishwashers with so little water. He's so angry about a faucet that didn't spray out 19 gallons a minute. None of this is anything. There is nothing here. He's going to point to this, and when prices don't go down, we're going to point to it, and he's going to be like, no, I set the thing. If it didn't work, it's your fault. If it didn't work, it's the liberals' fault. If it didn't work, it's Joe Biden's fault. If it didn't work, it's Obama's fault. If it didn't work, if those prices didn't come down, it's because there's not enough conservatives on the Supreme Court. Hiring freeze, that's not a surprise. Regulatory freeze pending review, so no new regulations. That's not a surprise. He did that last time. Return to in-person work. Because they hate work from home. I don't know why. Why do they hate it? I suspect it is because they are actually petty tyrants. They want workers sitting at a cubicle, typing all day, and then seeing their boss walk by. That's what they think work is. And if you're not doing that, if you don't have a petty tyrant standing over your shoulder, making sure you're typing and working all day long, well, then you're just going to watch YouTube during the day. You're going to sit at home. You're going to do your 4 hours of work, if that, and then charge them for 8 hours of work. Yes. 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 For the love of God, pay people more and have them work less. That will solve all the problems we have in our economy. It'll make our economy so much better because you'll need to hire twice as many people too. It'll be great. And then charge the rich, raise the taxes on the rich so that they can pay for it. And I'm not even kidding. Charge the rich taxes so that the rest of us don't have to work as much. Ending the weaponization of the federal government. Now, this is a fucking joke because they are about to weaponize the entire federal government. This is about 2020, and he's going to just weaponize the entire government. Okay. So, yeah, they're going to take appropriate action to review the activities of all departments and agencies exercising civil or criminal enforcement authority of the United States. This is investigating the investigators. That's what this is. This is going to be investigating the investigators. They're going to have Pam Bondi go into every single CIA agency, every single one of the Jan 6 investigators' lives, investigate them constantly, no stone unturned, and even make up some shit about them. They're going to make up stuff about Liz Cheney. They're just going to do it. They're just going to do it. They're just going to make some shit up. It doesn't matter if it's true. The accusation is all that matters. This is the Government Department of Accusations. That's what he's setting up here. The Government Department of Accusations. The Department of Accusations. The DOA. The Department of Accusations, where they're just going to say, you did this, and you have to come in and prove you didn't. You're guilty of this until you come in and prove your innocence. That's what this is. This is going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. Let's see. Restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. Now, he's already said that you can't use gendered speech. Like, he said it. So he took your freedom away. How is he going to protect your freedom of speech? First Amendment of the United States Constitution, amendment essential to the success of the Republic, enshrines the right to the American people to speak freely in the public square without government interference. Great. I agree. Over the past 4 years, the previous administration trampled free speech by censoring American speech on online platforms. Online platforms are not the public square, you dipshit motherfuckers. Christ almighty. Can you not tell the difference between an online platform and a public square? If you can't, you're a moron. Online platforms are companies intended to make money. They charge you. Elon Musk charges you to use his shitty fucking website. If you're not paying for the website, like on Facebook or on, well, Facebook charges you, but they're paying, you're the product. Advertisers pay them to put ads in front of your eyeballs so that you'll want to buy the latest fucking thing in the ad. They are companies. They are not public squares. Facebook, not a public square. Twitter, not a public square. X, not a public square. Blue Sky, not a public square. And since he can't tell the difference, then when companies try to prevent misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation, they scream bloody murder about censorship. They're too stupid to comprehend this situation. We are in, what's that fucking stupid movie? Idiocracy. Yeah, there we are. We're in Idiocracy, and there's nothing we can do about it. You just sit and wait. Hopefully we'll survive. Some of us, anyway. I mean, I might make it. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be okay. Code, you can say Nazi shit anytime. We'll defend it. Yeah, I know. It's Nazi shit. Initial recession of harmful executive orders and actions. So this is the list. This is a fucking list. This is a fucking list. These are all the executive orders that other people have made that he's just undoing. These are all the executive orders that Joe Biden put together, and they're being tossed. It's a hell of a list. I'm not going to read all of them. Most of them are not that important, but this is just a list of all the things that they just get to throw out. He's just going to throw all of that out. Let's see. Flying the flag of the United States at full staff on Inauguration Day. He's such a petty little bitch. God, he's a petty bitch. He's such a sad little crybaby. Flying the flag of the United States at full staff on Inauguration Day. Jimmy Carter died. That means that we have to fly the flag at half-mast for the 30 days or something like that. But that also became the day that he was inaugurated, which was today, which means that he needs that at full height. If not, it's a slight to him because he's a petty bitch. There's nothing else there. President Trump announces acting cabinet and cabinet level positions. It's fine. Cabinet positions. Okay. Well, that was a thing. I hate most of that. What happened to my hair? I started going crazy, and it went crazy too. Gotta look good on the thing. Yeah, petty bitch move. Exactly. They were at half mast for Jimmy Carter, and that hurt his fifis. It hurt his feelings. He felt less than because of that, and he created an executive order proving that he's a petty little bitch. And that's the kind of thing, I think that's emblematic of this entire situation. There's a normal thing, it upsets his feelings, he changes that normal thing to facilitate him feeling better. And that is what we're going to do for the next 4 years. Normal things that make him feel bad, tossed out the window. Doesn't matter how good they are, how important they are, how useful they are, how normal they are. They will be tossed so that he can feel better.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.